Welcome in. Good morning, everybody. Vibes are high. We've got some we already got some people that have lost money yesterday, people that have won money. Be interesting to see how the race plays out. We got a lot to talk about. Everybody. Austin Dillon top 10 to 1. I don't think that's happening today. Well, let's get into the most important part of the poll here, the actual drinking. Now, got to remember, I am not the boss of my house. And I told my wife that I needed to get some red wine to drink for the pre-race poll. My wife loves red wine. She's also pregnant, and she made it quite clear that I can drink from a wine glass, but I cannot put red wine in it. We can't have it in the house. So I have a wine glass, and I have a beer. And I will be drinking a beer out of a wine glass. So, cheers, everybody. Taking a pull. Oh, yeah, Ryan. Yeah, definitely jinxed us there. I know. Unbelievable. All right, well, on to this week. Anybody know what's going to happen today? You know when I get a message from Highline Betting. He's like, I'm curious what you have to say today. You know, it's a complicated thing because that's not something Highline typically does. So it is. I agree. This is the classy place where you get your picks for today's race. So let's get into it. Joey Logano. Kind of interesting. When I thought that if you were to tell me that two Fords were going to qualify in the top three, did you have Logano and Blaney in your bingo cards? Nope. I would have put McDowell and Buescher in there. But here we are. Yeah, I've hardly played anything. Logano. Okay, I'll just say a few things about, we had a lot of practice. The first part of practice, I feel like everybody was just feeling stuff out. Then towards the end of practice, we actually had a decent look at who's good over the long run, who's good on short run. Yeah. So if this could be a really complicated race with all the strategy, or this could be just one of the easiest races we've ever seen. I'm not quite sure. But if it's one of the easiest races we've ever seen, it's just Kyle Larson races Chase Elliott and William Byron for the win with Reddick kind of right there. That's if it's the easy race. If it's the hard race, I don't know. AJ Allmendinger 2-stops it. Joey Logano 2-stops it. Anyone 2-stops it in the top 10. Anyone 2-stops it, Don't see a lot of passing, repave. So now that we got all that out of the way, just based on practice times, Logano looked decent long run, but not great in short run. And then he pulls it. So I don't know what to think. Like, these guys were able to adjust on their car after practice after practice. So I got a little bit of Logano after practice, like some higher odds. I don't think Logano wins, but I think he's just around, right? I think he'll just be around. I think, the points racing guys, I think are kind of obvious in the top 10. But if you're outside the top 10, why wouldn't a 2-stop strategy? Yeah, they got 3 hours to work on their cars after practice. So I think Logano's good. I don't see him like dropping outside the top 10. I think he also could lead a lot of laps. Like, he could go out there and lead 35 or 40 laps today. Tyler Reddick, he looked really good on the long run, but left a lot to be desired in the short run. He definitely ran the longest of everyone. I think he had the longest stint of kind of this 15 laps. And in 15 laps, he had 0.4 of fall off. That's nothing. So I think a bunch of guys tested on Friday, so practice times are a little skewed. Well, Brian, that's all we have to go off of. So I don't know what you mean by what's the difference between testing and practicing? Yeah, willing to let Byron or Reddick beat you at his worst road course. I tend to agree. Listen, Logano's going to be good. I think Reddick's going to be good. but not great. Ryan Blaney was a little bit better on the short run than Logano and Reddick, but fell off a little bit more. I don't trust Ryan Blaney per se here, but he's going to be in the mix. And I thought he looked good in practice last year. Not quite sure. Not quite sure if they like just found something or just got lucky in qualifying, or the fact that this repave just kind of fit what the 22 and the 12 were trying to do. Chase Elliott looks very scratchy in practice, but when he got clean laps, he was really fast. I still consider Chase Elliott better than Kyle Larson at road course races. Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Patrick, we will talk about Suarez when we get to him. We're almost there. He qualified pretty well. I don't know. I still think Chase is better than Larson, but Larson looked better in practice. Those guys are going to be good. I do think that, you know, that outright price on Chase is pretty solid. 7-1 at MGM, at FanDuel, that's pretty solid price on those guys. Yeah, Jason. So you're saying that Larson's better than Chase here. I would probably maybe agree with that. I just think road course racing in general, I just trust Chase Elliott to make less mistakes than Kyle Larson. I guess in general, I just do that. I don't trust. There's no one I trust less than Kyle Larson. Maybe Kyle Busch to not make a mistake. Chastain over Blaney. There's a lot of talk about how good Chastain is. I don't know. We'll talk about that. William Byron was really strong. Also 12-1, and he's won 2 of the last 3 road courses. So 12-1, I feel like is a good price on Byron. And Chase, Larson, Byron right there, all in the same camp, fast. I think Alex Bowman's going to be good too. I think Hendrick's kind of the car to beat. Oh, wow. Elliott's still sitting 8, Rob. Okay. That's pretty cheap. That Superbook there. Top Chevy rather than outright 7-1. Yeah, but if you're beating Larson and Byron, yeah, maybe that's a good way to go, Connor. Byron top Chevy plus 650. 14-1 on Byron at ESPN. Yeah, I just think HMSs, they look the best in practice to me. So I think I like those 3 guys. I think those are all. I think you could just bet those 3 guys and win. Now we're getting to the guys where I think stage points are going to matter. Daniel Suarez has a win. I don't think he has a race-winning car. If he could take some stage points here, I think he does it. I think he's kind of the first guy that's going to probably stay out. Austin Cindric's too deep. There's going to be someone stay out and win the stage before Austin Cindric. So, I mean, he might be stage racing, but there's going to be 5 or 6 guys ahead of him that are staying out. So he can't win the stage. And if you're staying out and you're only going to get 3 or 4 stage points, what the hell is the point? You might as well pit and actually see if maybe you can get stage points in stage 2. Seth, you have Larson and Chase tickets from early in the week. Hedge with Byron. I mean, I think you kind of have to have Byron there. Yeah. Maybe, yeah, Chastain in there. Yeah, that's the talk of the garage is Chastain. But let's just keep going here. Daniel Suarez. I think if there's someone I had to pick to go and win stage 1, it would be Suarez. We can thank Highline for murdering that number. 8-1 is not good value on that. I think the number that he betted at was much higher. Alex Bowman looked pretty strong. You know, he's a good road course racer. He was at COTA, arguably one of the best. So I think Bowman's going to be fine. I have nothing on him nor against him. I don't know about taking him against like a Logano. That's just, you got to count on Logano being pretty bad. And Logano executes pretty well. Logano executes well. And Paul Wolf will have him on the right strategy. Chastain, there was a lot of talk about how good this Chastain car was, but a lot of fall off too. He was good on the short run, but you know, fell off on the long run. Not quite sure where this car is going to be, but if short run speed transfers more than long run speed, I think he's going to be really fast. Now, it'll be interesting to see if some of those later speeds were because he was in traffic. That might be a little bit. That could be one of the things that has Chastain running slower laps over the long run. Yeah, Logano's gonna make you earn it to pass him. Yeah, Bowman at 60. Is that right now, Robert? Did you get that earlier in the week? I don't think he's 60 to 1 now, but maybe he is. Um, let's see. Ty Gibbs. Ty was good, but not great. I think this is maybe his worst road course. The other thing is he just races slower than he does in practice. I don't mind fading Ty Gibbs. I still think it's a gamble. Chase minus 140 against Gibbs. Um, yeah, I like I like Chase. I would rather take Chase top 5 because would you be shocked if Ty Gibbs finished 4th? I think if you think Chase is going to beat Gibbs, I think you just take I think Gibbs is like a 6th or 7th place car. Uh, I think Gibbs is, maybe 6th or 7th or 8th place car, I guess, for Ty Gibbs. He just races pretty well. He raced yesterday. I think that'll help him. I would rather take Chase even money top 5 than I would minus 140 over Ty. Um, but I do think Luke. I think he beats him if that's what you're asking. AJ Allmendinger. He didn't run enough for me to actually know what he's going to be in the long run. He's a very impatient road course racer that it's always checkers or wreckers with AJ. And when he looks good, he usually looks really good. He looks decent. I think he looks good. I don't know. I think it's a decent outright price on Allmendinger. And he's a guy that could two-stop it and say, you know what? Let's just try to two-stop this thing and see if it gets there. Michael McDowell kind of desired a little bit more. Like I said, when Fords I thought were going to be good. When I said the Fords were going to be good, I thought it would be this McDowell and Buescher that would be up there. They look solid. They'll race well. But where's he going, right? If you think McDowell is for sure a top 10 guy, which I don't know if he is, he's starting 12th. Who's he going to pass? To get into the top 10, you got to pass. I mean, Logano's hard to pass. Reddick is going to be really hard to pass. Blaney's got enough speed to keep it up there. Chase Elliott's going to be fast. Kyle Larson's going to be fast. William Byron's going to be fast. Daniel Suarez, maybe he's the oddball a little bit, but he's also one here. He's not a slouch. Bowman's going to be good. Chastain's going to be good. Ty's going to be good. Dinger's going to be good. Like, who's going to move into the top 10? I mean, I was going through earlier with Derek Yoder. I was going through the top 10, and I just was like, Joey Logano, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, William Byron, maybe not Daniel Suarez, Alex Bowman, Ross Chastain, Ty Gibbs, AJ Allmendinger. There's your top 10. So, I'll get to that, Connor. Okay, I'm just going to keep moving. Hocevar, is he a candidate to stay out? I don't know. I think he could be. He could also be a candidate for this two-stop strategy. Yeah, Big Ross. That's a good point. Chastain was really good, so you'd think because his teammate was fast that'll rub off on Suarez. I don't think that's a terrible kind of connection there. But here's the thing: if Suarez all of a sudden passes Byron and Larson, he ain't staying out and taking stage points. That's a race-winning car. Yeah, that's a race-winning car. So, it does that make sense? You imagine Suarez it's going out, like, passing Larson and Byron and then staying out? I don't see that. But I also don't see him passing Larson and Byron. So, guess we don't have to worry about that. But Hocevar, maybe. He was pretty good. He's just, I don't know, he's a tough guy to bet on. We have so many late spins and stuff that happens where matchups can just get a little weird. Todd Gilliland, I kind of wanted to back him in a matchup, but I don't know that I'm gonna. I don't like paying a price on Gilliland. He looked pretty decent in practice, ran 3 pretty strong laps to end it. Chris Bell was really slow. I can't imagine he's going to be that slow today. He wasn't in the same zip code. I mean, he didn't run anything in the 74s. That's not very good. Austin Dillon again. I mean, he was really bad. For those of you that have been asking about Dillon top 10, no. Yeah, you're getting paid, but I just don't think he's going to be that good. Yeah, Chevy minus 105. You might be onto something there. That might just go big on Chevy minus 105 and Call it a day, and then dodge Tyler Reddick. Yeah, that's the only problem. Well, I guess you have to dodge Logano, Blaney too, but I really think that the Chevys are faster. What about HMS, Kyle? Yeah, 83 over, yeah, Austin Dillon over John Hunter, even money. Yeah, I know. I've been take a pull on Chevy minus 105. Taking a pull. Mm. Yeah, I want to keep getting through these. Austin Dillon, I thought he was pretty bad. I'm not going to be backing him today. I understand the people that are taking him over John Hunter because John's not typically good here. And Austin Dillon just laid down a lap. Now he could just hang out of that track position all day. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Corey LaJoy was pretty bad. Consistently getting his ass kicked by his teammate and Carson Osavar. Bubba Wallace ran decent laps. I'll get to Busher. I'm not high on Busher. I just don't know how you get up there anymore. Yeah. Bubba, I thought was really, I guess, good for Bubba, but will he race that well? I don't know. We're getting into like this hairy zone. Like, look at the driver's kind of in this, 14 to 20 to 1 range. Gillen, Bell, Dillon, LaJoy, Bubba, Gregson, Zane Smith. I don't know. All those guys just kind of qualified well. Relative to their position or where I think they're going to finish. And then you have guys like Truex who would, what happened? I don't know. I just don't know. Could he be good? Yeah, he said his car was good in the long run, but I'm kind of wondering where that long run speed is. It didn't look like it had long run speed to me. But he could race his way up there. And if he does, we will have him live. Yeah, so far, I think that this is the hardest. This is the hardest race to handicap so far this year with all the strategy that's out there with a new tire, we don't know how things are going to go. We don't know what's going to happen after 20 laps of these tires. Is there going to be blistering like there was yesterday? I thought that more people were going to two-stop, and then what I'm hearing at the track is no one's two-stopping, or no one thinks that two-stopping is the winning strategy. I don't know about that. If you're Austin Dillon, what is the downside to two-stopping? You ain't going to win a race on speed these days. So I don't think anything's free money today. So I don't know. I was shocked at how slow Truex was. I thought he'd be better. Harrison Burton actually looked decent. Chase Briscoe, decent, but can't back. All these guys, I just don't know. Will Brown ran a couple fast laps, but does that translate to speed over the course of a race? I got no idea. Chris Buescher should be ashamed of himself. Just absolutely ashamed. He's making me look like an idiot. I don't like that. I thought Chris Buescher, just to qualify well and finish in the top 5, was like a real thing. You can't. Oh, great. So Todd's now chiming in on this 83 slander. Well, he didn't look fast. At what point does he ever look good? How wide does Hamlin Truex qualify in the 20s long run setup? Maybe, or they just missed the setup. There's only so much you can adjust on. RFK was bad in practice and qualifying. I hear you. I don't like Chris Buescher. Like, if you could sell your Buescher bet even for a loss, like, I think that you probably have to do that. I don't know how he gets up there. I don't even know if strategy is an option. Maybe for Buescher, he has no chance at winning the race based on speed or driving through the field. Maybe he tries to two-stop it. Buescher 2-1 top 10. I like that. I think you're getting properly paid, but man, that top 10 is strong. I do think he can pass, like Hamlin. I guess I skipped Hamlin and Will Brown. I don't know. Hamlin looked really bad. And when Hamlin starts deep in a road course, it's not like he's carving up through the field. Yeah, JGR just missed it big time, at least in qualifying. Justin Haley, not stellar out of him. He'll probably race better. Austin Cindric looked really good in practice. I don't know. I thought he'd qualify way better. I thought Austin Cindric would qualify way better. Same with Kyle Busch. I thought Kyle Busch looked strong, but back in the field, I have no idea. Yeah, I know. Legacy. Locking down. Oh, row 19. I thought you said on the 19. Yeah. Legacy struggle bus. But I thought Austin Cindric and Kyle Busch, I think they're going to be good. I just don't know how you get up front. Will there be passing? Are we going to see passes? I don't know. Ryan Preece didn't look terrible. He got it better. Didn't do anything super long run. Cam Waters, I think, is going to have a long day. I think he's going to have a long day. I think Josh Berry showed signs of improvement, but I know there's some people out there sitting on a Ford ticket that's worth a trilly, but I don't think he gets there. Top Toyota Hamlin's 9-1. I don't like that. I don't know if Denny Hamlin can pass Will Brown. KFB top 10 is intriguing just because I don't know, but we snake bit on this guy. Can he get there? I mean, based on speed, he looks like he could get into the top 10. He does look like a guy that if he gets in the top 10, I mean, he looks better than Haley, Hamlin, Brown, Briscoe, Burton, Truex, Zane, Gregson, Bubba, LaJoy, Dylan, Bell. He looks better than all those, Gilliland and Hocevar, but still there's 8 guys that are starting in the top 10 that I think are going to stay in the top 10. So that's why I just don't like that top 10 market. And by the way, I could be getting this completely wrong. It could maybe there's a ton of passing. Maybe there's a bunch of guys that are going to 2-stop this thing and 3 stops isn't necessarily the preferred strategy. We don't know, and that's okay. It's okay to not have a massive opinion or opinions week in and week out. Like sometimes you just got to say, hey, this is not a good betting race, and for me, that's where I'm at. As I think that there's a few good outright prices, but from a matchup perspective, it's really hard. Why are you watching? I don't know. You tell me. But yeah, these Keselowski, Kaz Grala, John Hunter Nemechek, Eric Jones. Like I feel like Eric Jones has to race better. Yeah, and there could be a huge wreck that completely. No, I know you do. I'm just kidding with you. There could be a big wreck. I mean, you're getting a lot of people. A lot of people that go off track, the track gets dirty. There's a lot of, I don't know. There's so much that can happen. And that's the thing about, you don't know what you don't know. And we're about to find out. So yeah, I would have thought, Brian, that Kyle after practice at like that 30-1 price would have been great. I almost bet it. Now he's almost 70-1. What? Let's see. Hendrick plus 160, Chase 8-1, Chase top Chevy 4-1. Connor, I agree with all that. Yeah, state. Yeah, don't know what you don't know. This is a tough one. It really is. I don't know. Highline, if you're in here, what do you think's going to happen? Let's see. Roger says I planned on being all over KFB, but can't touch him because he gets frustrated. It's junk car. Roger, I think you're 100% right. He gets frustrated, and then it's like he's first retirement. Like I wanted this to be a good betting race, but it's not. I know that there's some people that had SVG with, parlayed with like a Larson or something like that. Yeah, Highline's hellbent on 3-stop, but Highline also I know has Suarez, and that makes perfect sense for the 3-stop. But I'm not. I don't know. I'm not sold on 3-stop. Yes, I understand the blistering, but where is the lap time fall off to say that 3-stop isn't? Yeah. Yeah, maybe. But like splitting stage 3 is 55 laps. Why would you not uh like I don't think tires are going to matter that much what if you take two tires at the end of stage 2 and then you can go all the way to inside your window, you can take 2 more tires, you know? Um I think that you could see 2 tires on pit road, and then the goal is to just spend the least amount of time on pit road as possible. So if you pit at the end of stage 2, you put on 2 tires, you win the race off pit road, and then as soon as you're in your window, you take 2 more tires and get it packed full of fuel. Does that math work? And then you're um Did I see what Mayer did yesterday? Well, I didn't watch the last couple laps. I didn't watch the last couple laps. Um, I don't. I listen. I think for everything that I'm hearing, Highline likes 3 stops. It sounds like crew chiefs like 3 stops. Uh, I I have no reason to think that that a 3 stopper wouldn't be the way to go. But I also know that if 2 stops out there, you can do a 2 stop. 100%, you could do 2 stops. The pit window's 38 to 41 laps. The race is 110 laps long. So, um, yeah, you'd pit at lap 35, 75 or 74, or maybe it'd be like 30. You'd pit at lap 38, 75, and then you're in. Yeah, I got him up front, but it's easier to pass in the Xfinity series, right? Yeah, I agree. Listen, we're just trying to talk this thing out. I do. What happens if someone two stops it? If Austin Cindric decides to two stop it, he's going to be tough to pass. And I think that the Xfinity cars fall off more than the Cup cars, or at least their tire fall off means more because they have less contact patch. I don't know. I'm not saying that it's an automatic two stop race. I just don't see enough fall off for it to matter. 4/10 over 15 laps. In my head, 3 stops is good to bet now, and 2 stops. Yeah, that's a good point, Zach. Like, I agree with that. 3 stops easy to bet right now because you can comprehend it and the strategy, and then live bet the 2 stops. There you go. Listen to that. What he said. How do I do that? Show. There you go. There's what you do today. That would be my advice as well. Bell top 10 plus 110. I don't think, Nigel, I don't think Bell is a top 10 car. Be more, yeah, this race is tough. Didn't people not take tire? I don't know. I wasn't watching super closely. I was watching some hockey last night. Bowman 28 to 1 offshore. Yeah, gosh. I have a little bit of Bowman at like that 60 to price, but not even Bell top 10 at 180. Okay, so I do think Bowman's a good flyer because I think if you had to look at the field just like at Coda and say who's going to race better than they looked in practice, you would say that it was Alex Bowman. So if he actually races better than he looked in practice, he's going to be really strong. He's be like a top 5 car. Bell top, gosh, you're just saying that there's talent there and they found something because they were off so much in practice, Rob. That's tough. I like Gregson over Keselowski. That's minus 115. Where's that? Am I missing that? Like I think that should be a bet. Bell at 20. God, he's gonna have to find a lot of speed. I mean, he's a second off a lap. That's ESPN. That's on ESPN. Okay. Yeah, I would say there's gonna be a lot of people that want that Gregson over Keselowski. Yeah, ESPN bet. We don't have that. Oh gosh, Brian says that 3 of the last 4 winners have come in from the 8th starting spot. Well, I don't know about that. 21 is for stage 1 for Bell. Okay. I could see Bell doing that. I could see Bell, Hocevar, Suarez. Yeah, I've got some Oilers at 16 as well. I don't think they look that good though. Yeah, what other questions? The top 10? You want me to run through the top 10 here? Yeah, Bell could. I think Suarez is good enough though to keep. I mean, Suarez looks better than Bell. Bell would have to find a lot of speed. Cindric even money versus Hamlin. Yeah, I kind of like that. Kind of like that. Hamlin's got to be points racing, but I think Cindric is too. Oh, Gibbs maybe stage one. I don't know about Gibbs. Maybe Haley over Todd Briscoe Carson. I think Carson's gonna be tough to beat. 17 could go points racing today. Yeah, maybe, but he might be so far back he can't. Suarez even over Bell. Yes, until Suarez wins a stage, then his day's over, right? Bell and Bush are big dogs to Truex. I don't know. Yeah, I imagine. Imagine that Gregson over Kez is going to be moving. Joey top 5, best play. Hmm. I kind of like Larson minus 135 and Chase at even money. Are those guys going to finish outside the top 5? Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how RFK races. I have to think Buscher's better, but maybe that's just me hoping Buscher's better. Top 10 would be, let's see, Logano, Reddick, Blaney, Chase, Larson, Byron, Bowman, Chastain, Dinger, McDowell. And the only reason is I think Suarez is going to try to win a stage. Maybe I'm overlooking Gibbs. I could be. I guess I'm a little irritated at Gibbs because at Coda, his average lap time was was 2 tenths faster than his fastest laps in practice. Yeah, I'm yeah, to say that I'm not confident is it's an understatement. We got all sorts of strategies for I hate that I think that 2 stops is the way to go and everyone else is saying 3. I don't know. Gibbs over Ross. I wouldn't be fading Ross Chastain today. Potentially really fast. Potentially really fast. Elliott top 5 was plus 125. Oh, perfect. Larson all day. I just don't know. I don't see enough fall off for I just see someone doing it. I'm not saying it's going to win, but you know, Ross says his car's a beast in acceleration. He also said he had top 5 car last week. Ross over Syndicate plus 125. Yeah. You got an interesting situation there, Jacob, don't you? I don't know. Any other questions about anything? Ross is entering that kind of you can't really believe him. You can't really believe Ross was so happy on his radio. Well, maybe I think maybe that's an outright you have to take then. He ran some fast laps, and if those are going to be that fast, like, and he doesn't have the fall off, or he was actually getting held up towards the end of practice, doesn't anyone know that? Because otherwise he was fast. I mean, Blaney of Joey, I don't know what that means. Yeah. I don't know. This will be an interesting one. I mean, I'm just sitting on some Logano, Blaney, and Byron from, before qualifying. But I don't know. Those are just having prices. I think it's probably just a live betting scenario. Yeah, he was at the tire test. If he can't get a top 10, it'll be hard to back him moving forward. Who's my winner? I think NASCAR gets exactly what they want here in Sonoma, and I think Chase Elliott gets it done. I think Chase Elliott's your winner. Or, I mean, this could be Larson to lead, undercut, and lead every lap. Who will you bet after race starts instead of pre-race? Well, it depends. Depends on who looks good. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough race, guys. I certainly think that there's 22 wins. I'd be happy with that. Caesars has Trackhouse winning team at 12-1. Okay, Victory Joe. That's not terrible. Nigel thinks it's a two-stop day for sure. I think that that's a potential strategy, but I could be wrong. If there's blistering or there's tire issues or I don't know. Maybe there's some two-tire strategy. I think you could hit a bomb today if you wanted, like from a live betting perspective. I think it'd be really hard to guess. Yeah. But anyway, oh, you're trying to get me to say Reddick? Oh. Oh, nice, Keith. You're at the track. I don't know. I think today's a tough race. I'm gonna be entertained. I'm not gonna bet a lot and just see what happens. Yeah, or Elliott gets us over 1.5 wins for the year. McDowell gets this win. I don't know about that, Abby. That would be an impressive drive to the front. Yeah, live bet the two stoppers. That's pretty easy. Connor, where's Ross 20-1? I think that's a good outright price. I think Byron at 12 is also good. I think Chase at 7 is also good, or 8. Hmm. It'll be interesting. Yeah, where's that? That was at MGM this morning. Who's 9-1 on Caesars? Ross is 9-1 on Caesars? Ooh, that's kind of short. 16 at Bet Rivers. Yeah, I think that's a great point. Could you imagine if Truex two stops this thing? He's gonna be hard to beat. Oh, chase down to 550 on DraftKings. Oh. Oh yeah, he is. Um. Oh, okay. So there's no more 20 on FanDuel. Yeah, he's down to plus 850. Okay, what? Okay, Ross just saying he's not a plus 850 car today. Cygnus is gonna buy a yacht if Truex wins. I don't know. I don't know, boys and girls. It'll be interesting. You guys gonna drop? Yeah, we're gonna try to drop a best bet. That would mean I need to feel confident about a bet enough to fire it. So, yeah, we'll get something out there. I got something in mind. All right, boys. I'm out of here. Cheers. Taking a pull. Good luck, everybody. Best bet Chevy manufacturer win. Maybe. I like Chase top 5 more. Bowman top 10, maybe. We don't hate that. All right. See you, everybody.